Gilbert, what do you do when your business plateaus? Do not know me. I've been involved in network marketing for over 40 years. I share a lot of what I've learned in my journey on these live calls. I started in this business totally broke. Yes, broke. Sold a junk truck to get started, put $200 into my business. The last 27 years, I've been full-time in network marketing. If that interests you and you want to figure out how to do that, keep getting on my live calls. So my subject tonight, because this comes up and actually is quite common, is plateaus and how to feel about them. And a lot of times we come to the wrong conclusion that there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong with my business, there's something wrong with my company. Kelly, nice to see you. Or it could be a situation that you're a new person, or maybe not even a new person, but you're just someone that hasn't really got your business off the ground. You know, it's like you've been on the launch pad and it's like, when's this thing gonna fly, right? So there's some common denominators there. Martha, nice to see you. How's it going on that book? She's the one translating my book, Reaching the Peak, into Spanish. Anyway, look forward to seeing it. Hope maybe we'll see it by this month. I hope so. There's a lot of Spanish people out there looking for it. But going back to that thing about plateaus, the thing is, everybody goes through a plateau. We all go through plateaus. It's, I look at it sort of like it's sort of like the stock market, right? It always goes eventually into correction. Now it's gone 11 years and it hasn't had a correction yet. It's inevitable. It's never gone this far without one, but it's inevitable, and everybody expects it. It's like a reset, and so in your business, you can only climb to a point, and I mean, because otherwise you're just going to burn out. But finally, your team growth, your organization will finally level off. A momentum phase only lasts for a while, and then it levels off. And a lot of people at that point, especially the ones who are not professionals, will jump ship. They'll assume there's something wrong with the opportunity. The opportunity has lost its gas. It's like they're on cocaine, right? It's like if they're not on a ballistic ride, then it's not real. It's not the place they need to be anymore. Then they're looking for the next ride. They don't understand what plateaus are about. Plateaus can be very healthy, because what I do like about them, when you finally arrive and you don't have maybe people breaking rank as often or as many people, or you're not seeing the volume increases like you saw before, we have to understand that's the time to start looking, first of all, at yourself, at your leadership. Where are you personally? Who are you? and also your team leaders. It's time to take an assessment on who is in your team, who are these people, and really thank God for the fact it did plateau. Because now this is a time that you can help stabilize and maybe keep a lot of the people that are in your organization, in your team. The problem is when you're going ballistic, nobody has time for that. So a lot of people do fall off because they just don't get the training, they don't get the attention that they need. So when we talk about plateaus, then just understand this is a time to really take that assessment, where are you with your leadership? Are you comfortable with it? A lot of people aren't comfortable with this simply because the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome is, hey, I like this product and I joined because of this product and I introduced it to people. And the next thing I know, I have this thing called a downline, and now they're all looking to me for the answers, and they think I'm the leader. I'm really not the leader. I'm not really comfortable with this, okay? So the great thing about plateaus is that's the time we have to do an assessment, and then we have to say, you know what? It's time to be the leader. You're not an imposter leader. It's time to be the leader. And you can lead. You can lead. But we have to understand, yes, I've never been in this situation before. That's right. How many situations in life have you never been in it before, but you made something great out of it? Okay? This is going to be another one of those. So don't have a heart attack and don't freak out and don't check into the insane asylum, okay? I mean, you can make something beautiful out of this. And that's what we have to realize. So yeah, here's the thing. What we have to understand is that if you then, when you reach that point and you want to start growing it again, there are some things that you should do again, and this is the time to do it. And just understand, it's who you become that makes or breaks your business. Who you become that makes or breaks your business. We make such a big deal about products, but I'm going to tell you, those products would stay in that warehouse had it not been for the fact that you started a team. They would still be sitting there. So you did some great things. Now, you may not realize what it all was, or you might say, well, it was really product momentum I was riding off of. Okay, even if it was, do you want to take it to something greater? I hope so. Because then that brings it back to you. And that's why I say it's who we become that makes or breaks this business. You can move products and make a living, but if you move people, you can make a fortune. And there's a lot of people making fortunes in network marketing, but they've learned how to move people. But you know what? They first had to move themselves. That's right. If it is to be, it's up to me. And so you have to look at yourself and say, hey, it's time now to start developing me. If I can work, I had a conversation with someone today. I won't say who, but he's been in this profession a long time, and I said, hey, why don't you go, hey, Nazarel out there in Jakarta, nice to see you. I said, why don't you go with the Unleash the Power Within Anthony Robbins event with me. It's like 3-4 days, I forget. Anyway, but it'll be powerful. Well, I have to look at my schedule. I got things to do. I got to work on my business, and I said, no. You got it backwards. You got to work on you. That is your business. You work on you, and you can change everything in your team. But if you're only going to focus on trying to build your business and work with people, it's not going to work. It won't work. It won't turn out to be anything great. Because again, you can't take people to a place you have never been. And so much of what we do is psychological. That's why I'm a big believer in Anthony Robbins. Okay? Because most people get stuck in their journey to greatness, to significance, or to success. And what gets in the way is themselves. So it's like what he says, I don't really fix anybody, he says. It's just people are programmed wrong. I just want to get the programming straight. So that's the thing that we have to do. So if we want to really change things, then we have to understand it begins with us. Yeah, I hear people say all the time, I got to find the one. I just got to find the one. They go to convention and they see all these people going across convention, new rank position, all that. And they're like, oh man, I'm so sick of this, and I'm not going across the stage. I'm still stuck at the same rank. I just got to find the one. And that's why I'm saying we have to understand the one you are looking for is you. You're the one. We got to quit looking for the one and understand you're the one. And that's where it's got to start. That's where you got to go with it. And that's the reason why we can't have this fake it until I make it. We're wearing these pins, maybe even giving convention speeches. But inside we know it's a charade because we don't feel the position. We don't feel the leadership. Again, that's the imposter syndrome, isn't it? And we've got to get rid of that. And we've got to get it where we really believe in our leadership. Saying, you know what, I am going to do this. And I am going to take my team to another level. This is going to be different. But we got to come to terms with that. But as long as we keep looking for the one instead of looking at ourselves, then nothing will change. Nothing will change. And that's the reason why you'll even see a guy like me, after I've been in this business over 40 years. Last month I was at Date with Destiny. 6 days, 14-hour days. What am I trying to do? I mean, I've accomplished a lot of network marketing. I may say that. Why didn't you quit years ago, man? Just put your money back in the bank. Go off to the beach. Well, let me tell you about the beach. You know, when I'm on the beach, I look out at the water and I say, wow, it's blue. And the next day I look out at the water and I say, wow, it's blue. I used to live on the ocean, okay? On the island of Guam. I know this. As much as I love flying back to the island, coming home, and there was always a rock I like to sit and meditate on. And this rock, right below is a cliff. You fall down that, you're dead. Anyway, but I'd always go to the rock and just sit on that rock and meditate. Look out on that big, beautiful ocean. You know, I can only look at that for a while, and then I want to go out and do something. I want to accomplish something. I want to be something. So the thing is, the idea of retirement means death to me. That's all it means. We have to take ourselves to another level. That's why I go to those events. I can't go to another pin rank, but I can go to another level. And I want to get to that level in a hurry. Once I've been there, then I can go back and tell my team, hey, I found the view. I found a different mountain, and I want to take you with me. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? Do you want to see what I saw? Because once you see it, it's a part of you the rest of your life. It'll impact you. It'll change you. And that's the reason why it all begins with you. If we want to create a team of superstars, then we have to begin with where it should begin, and that's with you. And that's the reason why you've got to dedicate some time to that. Here's some action steps, okay? Every day when you begin your day, begin an hour of power. If you can't do an hour, do 30 minutes. But I'll call it an hour of power. So ask yourself, and again, you might say, well, what do I do? What do I read? What do I study? What do I meditate on? What? Well, okay. Be clear on who you want to be. Who are you? When you look at yourself, I mean, you either feel comfortable in your skin or you don't. And if you're not comfortable in your skin, you got to get brutally honest. I mean, most people, they'll just begin their day thinking, I'm not enough. I'm not enough. And they'll repeat those things. And they might even relive memories or maybe just some recent experiences that they've had that were negative. And now they're down about it. They're not happy about it. Or, you know, it's the same old team. It's the same old month. Just like last month. Sucks. The volume sucks. The business sucks. Everything sucks. Okay. That will never change. That will never change. What we have to focus on is, where do we want to be? Okay, so then that's the thing. So when we talk about our own life and doing an hour of power, an hour of power every day, before you begin your day, take time to work on you. What is it about you that you want to be? In other words, if you look at yourself, what is the perfect version of you? What is it you want to see in yourself? See, if I could have that, if I could be that, then I would be a very happy person. So we're talking about what you're not, to what you want to be. What is it going to take? What is that? Ask yourself that. Take note of it tonight. Take note of it. And so if you could have the perfect life, and this is the third action step, if you could have the perfect life, what would that perfect life be? If you could envision it, if you feel that your life is not perfect, what would it be to make it perfect? Take note of it. Because all this dictates how you begin your day. All this dictates on what you're going to focus on this day. Let's just say that, hey man, I've tried network marketing before a few times. Some of these companies, they just, it never worked out. Never did work out. Things went wrong. Okay. Why don't you get John Maxwell's book, Failing Forward, then? Failing Forward. I want you to start feeling and thinking differently about failure. And he does a very good job in that book. Or if it's a thing that you've went through a lot of negative experiences in your life, and maybe things that didn't turn out well, and you're just like me. Just like me. I went through bankruptcy, I went through divorce, and then I was totally broke, bust, everything, had no money whatsoever. And so my future was referenced by my past. And my past was not pretty at all at that point. And so I was still shell-shocked from all those negative experiences. Very shell-shocked from all those negative experiences. Well, I can't think of a better book than Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins, or you can get the audio. And, like when I met him last month and I shared that story with him, it was incredible. I was able to finally thank him after 27 years because I never had a chance to really meet him before. But every day I would take note on those tapes, everything, that he was talking about. And I started internalizing it. And then I go for, walks and runs, and I would just think how I'm going to live that message in my life. How I started thinking different. Instead of thinking about what I didn't want, I started thinking about, what do I want? Who do I want to become? If I'm not enough, what is enough? If I'm not where I want to be, what does it look like when you're there? Those are the things that we have to internalize, and that's the reason why you got to begin your day with all of that in mind, because then you're always moving. If you're even improving 1% a day, even 1% a day, in 100 days, you're a totally 100% new person. Think about it. But that's the reason why you have to begin with that hour of power, get clarity on who you want to be, If you could have the perfect life, what would it look like? And then here's the fourth step. Start believing that you're already there. Now, you might say, well, that isn't that pie in the sky stuff, Jeff. I mean, come on, all this motivational hype beast stuff. No, I'm being serious. Because it's actually called faith. Faith is seeing something that you can't prove it in reality, but you see it. It's there. It's like electricity. You don't see it. It's like gravity. You don't see it, right? But it's there. Now, there's evidence of it, but you have to have that faith. So going back to my story, when I was totally broke, bankrupt, sold a junk truck to get started, put $200 into my network marketing business back in March of 1993. March of 1993. During the week, I had jobs I did. I did a lot of different things. Anything from cleaning carpet to landscaping to whatever. Working for a job service, they say, hey, we need you over here. And then during the nights, I'm making phone calls or going out and seeing people or traveling to a different city to do a meeting, coming back late, getting up early, going to work the next day. It was not easy, was not pleasant. But I was consistent in those efforts. But I'll tell you, on Sundays, every Sunday, I talked about faith. Every Sunday, I went down Dream Street. And I went around where the wealthy lived, the doctors, the lawyers, the stockbrokers. Does everything end with an ers? Anyway, the rich people, okay? And I would walk around these estate mansions and on different streets, beautiful places, beautiful, some pre-Civil War homes, beautiful. But I would walk through there and I would just look at these houses, and instead of saying, wow, look at all these rich people, they probably got all their money from their parents, they're probably fourth generation rich people, never probably had to work a day in their life, look at them. See, a lot of people, that's what we see many doing today. Many are doing that today, demonizing people that actually have success, work hard. We see that today. It's amazing. That was not what I was thinking. While I was totally broke, no money, I walked around and said, wow, this is the way it's going to be. And this is how my life is going to turn out. And that house, the one with the pillars out front, yeah, I'm going to have a house like that. Those gardens, perennial gardens, rose gardens, wow, yeah. And I'm going to have a gardener too. That Mercedes in the driveway, I'm going to put a BMW next to it. And I would do that every Sunday, walk around thinking those thoughts. In 18 months, I was moving into a beautiful 1860 Greek Revival historic house. And yes, it had pillars out front. In 18 months, I went from broke to moving in the house of my dreams. That is the power of faith. See, I had already accepted that who I wanted to be, what I wanted to become, was a reality. It was already finished. It was already decided. It's like it's like my son Arthur, he likes to get on Amazon and say, Daddy, can I get this Star Wars costume? And then every day he's looking at my phone when the delivery time is going to come. See, I knew the delivery was coming. Even when I was broke, every Sunday I would go back and visualize it again. Some call that the power or the law of attraction, that what we think about most is what we attract. And it's true. But we also call that faith. And so the thing about it is, my life forever changed within an 18-month time frame. And I became a totally different person. But it put me on a journey that I never thought I would be on. The next thing I know, I'm living in a beautiful historic house. And matter of fact, the Historic Society wanted to have it on the candlelight tour during the holidays. They said the people before were just always, they just never would allow it, and they lived there for decades. And like I said, it was built in 1860. And next thing I know, I'm plugging into the community, a beautiful community where they have an arts center, they have theater, Broadway shows, even a lot of local people would be involved in all that. It was an amazing place. But I totally moved into a whole different life. And I'm thinking, wow, I was the guy that was broke, mopping floors at night, had nothing, and here now, living in this beautiful home, this beautiful historic house, in 18 months, and now I'm plugged into this community. I have their respect, their friendship. People want to know me. I'm going to the arts center to watch a Broadway play, going to dinner at people's homes, getting to know strangers, people I never met before in my life, all because of making a decision. And the decision was I had to get very clear on who I wanted to be, what I wanted to be, what I wanted to accomplish, and then believing that I had already arrived, having that faith. So that fourth step is very important. So that's why I'm talking about working on you. We think working on our business is going to change it all. I promise you it won't. I know a lot of people working hard, not getting any results at all. You might be one of them. So working a business, and that was the conversation I had with a man today. He's talking about, I don't know that I'd have the time to go to Unleash the Power Within, an Anthony Robbins event. I see, look at my schedule. Screw that. That is the schedule. Whatever's most important is what we make most important. And if you're not most important, and if you can't grow you, how in the world do you think you're going to make it in network marketing? So much of this is psychology and belief. I'm telling you, it's true. Look at me. I'm a perfect example of it. But I made that decision. I made that, and that's what I told Anthony Robbins last month. I said, every day I listened to your cassette, Unlimited Power, and took notes. And I applied it. I kept applying. I said, it had such an impact on me. And that was the thing. So I had to scrub the past and not relive it, not do replay. Barry Blake from New Zealand, good to see you. And that's right, Stephanie. Whatever we make most important is what we make most important. And you got to make yourself the most important. You're the most important person on the team, but understand this, that your team, it's all about service to them. So you become the example of what you want them to be. And you got to be the best version of yourself. But again, keep in mind, because of our experiences and a lot of negative things that we have experienced, we let that get in the way. We let that decide our destiny, our future in network marketing. But that's fourth step, having faith, knowing that you've arrived, accepting it. And that's important that you accept it, that you have arrived. This is going to be your life. This is going to be your destiny. And then the fifth step is showing up with belief to your team. They've got to see that in you. They have to see that certainty in you. Because if they see that, then they have confidence. Not only are they with the right leader, but they also have confidence in their future in network marketing. That what they want, they can get. I mean, people keep wanting to try to always talk about people who fail in network marketing. We hear this all the time. But their failure is defined by the fact that everybody who joins a network marketing company doesn't make a six-figure income. Again, as I've said in earlier calls, Facebook Lives, that most people that joined a network marketing company never really had any intention to make any serious money at all. Most of them joined just to buy product. Matter of fact, you talk to some leaders that a good percentage of their database is all customers. So they're not failures, they got products. So the thing about it is, what we don't need to do is listen to those stories at all. I don't even listen to it, because these people are liars. They're liars about statistics. They're not truthful. They're simply not truthful about this matter. The fact is, you can achieve success. But the problem is, a lot of people come into this business some with that intention to make money, but they don't realize they first got to work on themselves. You know what's amazing is that you see some people come in this business and they shoot up really quick in rank positions. You know, you see them at convention and boom, there they are, and they just joined and they're already at the third position. And then you go to the next convention and then sure enough, they hit the next rank position. And then you look at others who've been in it twice as long as they have, and why haven't they? The opportunity is not fair. No, it's not about that. What we have to realize is that some people paid into those relationships for many years. We will reap the consequences of how we treated other people in our previous life before we joined network marketing. Think about that. We will reap those consequences, good or bad. Good or bad. What I mean by that is, you take someone, let's say it's a woman, and she's always involved in the charities. She's always helping families. She's always loving on the children. She's always helping the mothers. She's always there, inviting, maybe families over to a picnic or to maybe a get-together or something like that. This is a highly social person, but she's always contributing to the relationships. She's always engaging with people. She's always doing things with people. And then she joins a network marketing company. What impact do you think she'll have? Pretty big. Because she has made so many deposits in those relationships, now she can cash out. She can cash out. She can go to those people, say, hey, I'm involved in something I believe in, and I'd like to invite you to look at it. They're thinking, hey, if you're in it, I want to be in it. They don't even have the details, and they're ready to sign the paper and join. Why? Because they believe so much in her. Now, on the other hand, you got somebody who never paid into relationships. They never did. Never was much of a people person. No, people invite me over to do things. Nah. I'm not that social. I don't really, people are really not my thing, In other words, they don't pay into relationships much. But then they see network marketing, and then they see the success people have in network marketing, and they think, wow, do I want that? Do I want that success? So they decide to join. And now they want people to look at their opportunity, and it might be the same. It's the same exact company that woman joined, right? But no one wants to look at that opportunity with that person. Wonder why? Because they didn't pay into the relationship. So all those people that knew them, he never paid into that. Never did do anything. There never was acts of kindness. There never was acts of mercy or charity or things like that. He just, frankly, he was very self-centered, that kind of person. And he struggles, and then he looks at that woman who's incredible and says, I'm smarter than her. I'm better than her. Heck, I'm even better looking than her. Why is she so successful? Well, that's why. That's why. And so the thing about it is, what we have to understand is, again, going back to what I talked about, When we wonder why people are successful, there are reasons for it. We don't always know all the reasons, but there are clues and there are reasons. But one thing's for sure. If you work on you, and even in that situation, a guy as self-centered as that can change. He can change. He can start doing the very things that that woman did. But yes, it's going to be a slower climb because he's got to do what? Pay into those relationships. He has to pay into it. And it's going to be a slower climb because, again, you got to make enough deposits for it to mean anything. People buy you, and that's the reason why this starts with you. So again, just as a review, excuse me. So before you begin a day, you're going to do an hour of power. You're going to work on you. You can put that time when, if you have to break it up, 30 minutes before you go to work and 30 minutes when you come home, that's fine. Or before you go to bed, that's fine. But we're going to work on you. You say what to work on. Well, you already know. If you're getting brutally honest with yourself, whatever's missing in your life, when you think about the best version of you, what would that be? And then what is it not now? And what is it going to take to get you there? What are those barriers? What are those demons that are saying, you can't be that? You can't be that because of this. Okay. Then we're going to deal with this. And you go to the best mentors for that. They're not hard to find. I already mentioned a few. And then, so number 2, step 2, be clear on what you want to be. Who do you see yourself? If you could see yourself the way you want to be, what is that? Write it down. What do you like about that? How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel? And then, if you could have, and this is step 3, if you could have the perfect life, what would that perfect life be like? What do you see in that perfect life? And how do you feel about it? And then number 4 is, see yourself as if you already arrived. It's already been decided. You're already there. Feel that. I had to go back every Sunday to Dream Street and feel it. Experience that act of faith and say, you know what? It's already decided. I mean, I've already arrived. If people knew what I was thinking, they'd say, hey, somebody call the police, have this guy hauled off to an insane asylum, No, I knew it. 18 months later, I was there. Why? Because people bought into my belief about myself. I had already believed I had arrived. And then 5, show up with this belief to your team. Then you have certainty, and you have your leaders also believe that they too can have certainty. It's very important. Now then tomorrow night, we'll talk more about what we can do with that team specifically. So I hope you guys are having an awesome January and getting excited about things. I'm excited about things. It's a new year. It's a new year. It's a new beginning for a new decade. And I really want you to believe in it. But again, you can't do something you don't believe. And that's the reason why that anybody can give you action steps. Anybody can teach you how to use Facebook. Anybody can teach you how to use Instagram. But you got to believe in you. If you knew all those things, but you didn't believe in you, you won't do anything because you don't believe it. And then just understand that you are not your circumstances. You can be that person you want to be, but follow those 5 steps. And then tomorrow night, we'll talk more about your team. So thanks so much, AJ. What's up, dude? Thanks so much for getting on this call tonight. I love all you guys. You're incredible people. Don't let anyone tell you you're not. If they do, don't listen to it. Just keep listening to the music of your minds. You're awesome people, so don't forget it. See you tomorrow night. Look forward to it. Everyone, have a great evening.